What?
Just Chanel here.
Welcome to my channel. I'm Chanel. I create lifestyle videos as a full-time flight attendant, content creator, and entrepreneur. I also love to cook, okay? And baby, it's the weekend. So today I made curry chicken. This is like just a quick and easy American style curry chicken. Lots of flavor, minimal salt, great for meal prep or just if you want like a comfort meal, you know? I know it tastes good because I taste as I go, okay? So this little cute plating situation was just for the video. I'm diving in like y'all. Oh my goodness, so much flavor and literally less than 10 ingredients. Like, y'all, the flavor. The chicken is so tender. It's so good. There's so much flavor. Like, when you just use vegetables, you know, garlic, onions, peppers, and actual quality seasonings, don't use that much salt. Oh, you can really taste the flavor of the food. Fresh herbs. It's got a little kick to it. Child. Now I use regular potatoes for this, but I'm always cooking over on my Instagram. A few months ago, I made this and used sweet potatoes. Fire. So if you want a fast video, just music, like real quick, go check out my Instagram reel on this same recipe with sweet potatoes. But today we're doing step-by-step instructions so you can follow along, literally make this in real time if you want. So, let me go ahead and just show y'all what you need. Cause what? Here's everything you will need for your curry chicken, starting with the chicken. I've already cleaned this chicken and cut it into large chunks. I like it this size because the chicken's really tender, so you kind of get like 2 bites out of these chunks. 3 pounds of chicken breast is what you'll need. And then as far as produce, I have a potato here. I already went ahead and peeled it. I actually already had this on hand, but I like to just use 1 potato because since I serve the curry chicken with rice, I don't like to have like too many starchy carbs. So this just kind of adds a different texture in the curry sauce. We also have some garlic, fresh garlic, not the minced one in the jar. Did you know you can actually replant garlic and have a lifetime supply of garlic? So recently, anytime I buy new garlic, I'll take off the larger cloves and store them in the pantry. You actually plant these in soil about, I think it's like 4 to 6 inches deep maybe, but in about 9 months you'll have a bunch of garlic. This 1 garlic clove will grow a ton of garlic. So I've been kind of trying to get my fall and winter garden started for the holidays. If you want to do that, definitely make sure you subscribe, okay? Because there'll be a lot of gardening little vlog clips and things throughout my videos this season. But you also need some bell peppers, green bell pepper and red bell pepper. I love how this adds some color to our dish. Colorful food is just better. It just tastes better. It's more fun to cook. Of course, some onion. I'm using a white onion, and thyme is really important for this recipe. I plan to actually grow thyme soon, so yeah, more to come on that. For the seasonings, of course, I'm using my own seasoning blends. These are available for purchase. So the first one is what I use on every single thing I cook, y'all. It's my essential seasoning blend. All of these are salt-free, so you're able to control the amount of salt that you're consuming, especially if you have any sort of health or wellness goals. But this basically is a garlic, herb, and onion seasoning that is just, oh, it's so vibrant. It adds so much flavor. I also am using my Caribbean seasoning, of course, for this recipe. This this is in stock. I think there's only about 5 left, so make sure you go check the site and see if you can get your hands on it. It's really spicy. It has a lot of flavor. You can use it on chicken. Of course, that's what we're using it on today, but also in stews, vegetables, and potatoes. And then I'll be using some bay leaves in this recipe, and of course, it's curry chicken, so we have to use some curry powder. I like to go for an organic salt-free option. To add a little bit of spice, I just have a little bit of red pepper flakes here. I don't make my Caribbean seasoning too spicy, so you can kind of adjust the heat as you want. If you like your Caribbean food a little bit more spicy, I definitely recommend adding some red pepper flakes or cayenne pepper, but this is more flavor than spice. And then of course I'm going to use some salt and pepper. Now my preferred way to season is in a bowl. So I like to add all my seasonings before I add my meat in. This just helps you actually blend your seasonings if you need to. So that way it's evenly, like your protein is evenly coated. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of my essential seasoning. We have quite a bit of meat here. We'll do 2 tablespoons of the Caribbean seasoning as well. It's about 1. And then 2. All right, and now for the curry powder. You don't need a lot. I would say tablespoon. The great thing about all of this is it's salt free. So do not do this with your regular seasonings in your cabinet, because generally everything you're using has salt in it, okay? This is flavor. This is all flavor, no salt. That's why I like to keep the entire collection salt free, because any salt that I add to this, I know exactly how much I'm actually adding. When you use seasoning blends and you're trying to season up all your food so it tastes good, you're literally tripling, quadrupling the salt every seasoning blend you make. That's Lawry's, Slap Your Mama. What's the other one, y'all? Old Bay. Like, you're ODing on the salt. Chill out. Give this a really good mix. You can add some water or a little bit of chicken broth as well if you wanted to make it a paste. That's probably what I'll do. And I just like my proteins to be evenly seasoned, you know? Add in your chicken. Y'all hear Scandal in the background? I've been rewatching Scandal. The Supreme Court Justice, she's passing away. She just told the president that they rigged the election. Okay, use your hand. You can use gloves if you like, especially if you have long nails, but I be seeing the people like seasoning their food with tongs and stuff. Man, you don't put your hands on that food. Make this stuff with some love. Stop playing with us. Better yet, stop playing with the folks that finna eat this, okay? Make sure it is coated well. Massage it, love on it a little bit. Y'all gonna come for me in the comments. Now that I can see how much chicken I have, what the seasoning looks like on the chicken, I go in and lightly salt. Another ingredient you can add to this recipe is chicken broth. You will need some chicken broth or like the vegetable base. Now both have salt, so I just don't over salt, you know. Keep it simple. That's the chicken broth or the chicken base you use will add a lot of flavor. And then just a little bit of black pepper. There's white pepper in that Caribbean seasoning. So I tend to just do a little bit of pepper, and this is also, you can barely see it in there, but this is savory pepper. Let me show you guys. So it is extremely strong. There's 4 different types of peppercorn. It is potent, okay? So you only need a little bit. I had the salt and pepper bundle on sale as well. Himalayan sea salt, the best. You can use it for cooking and for your baths, okay? Because I be bathtubing it up with this salt. To a large saute pan, add some olive oil or avocado oil. Add a tablespoon of butter. This is one of my favorite ways to sear meats, y'all. Or really just cook proteins in general, a mix of oil and butter, especially when you're making a sauce. So anytime it's kind of like one of those stewy sauces or like a pasta, I love mixing oils and butter. It just adds so much flavor. Do not overcrowd the pan, okay? If you have to cook it in batches, do that. You want your chicken to have a nice brown outer color, and don't worry about cooking it all the way through because we're actually going to really just cook it for about 5 minutes right now, and we'll set it to the side, start our sauce, and then add the chicken back in for it to slow cook in the sauce. That's what makes it so tender and flavorful. As your chicken cooks, go ahead and cut up your veggies. I'm gonna do just big chunks of potatoes. They don't need to be perfect. I just like my food to taste good and have a lot of different textures, colors, you know, and I don't just want it to be all mush in my mouth. Whoa, that's a pause. Just cut it down, potato child. Now, did you know you're supposed to cut peppers upside down? It's crazy. I've been learning so much about fruits and vegetables. So turn your bell pepper on upside down and cut it like this. Basically, you know, so you have the 4 pieces, and then you're just supposed to pop it off like that. That's crazy, right? I think we have been dissecting our bell peppers from the top. And hello, that's it. Throw this away. Or, you know, if you're like me, save the seeds so you can replant them. Alright, with your chicken. It smells so good. Nice brown color. And you just want that on the other side. Lock in all that flavor. Now, I don't have any tricks for cutting an onion, but good for us. All you have to do is slice it up. Alright, just take the skin off and slice. I gotta sharpen my knife. Like, oh my goodness, y'all. My knife is so dull. That's why I'm using the side closer to the base, because if that side's always sharper, that's how you should be using your knife anyway. But if you find that your knife is dull, it's probably because you use more the front of your knife. And child, that thing is, wow. Okay, so some onion. Now let's go ahead and clean as we go. Get rid of the scraps, clean the counter, and that's pretty much, we're done. Like, we'll just be working with the pot. I went ahead and transferred my almost cooked chicken back into this bowl. Yes, I am using the same bowl, and you will understand later. I don't do this with every recipe, but less dishes, okay? Less dishes, more flavor. I put my second batch of chicken in the pan, so that's browning, and we'll take that out in about 3 minutes. All right, throw the veggies in. You just want these to cook down, okay? They don't have to be completely soft because we're going to slow cook everything. We're going to simmer it all together, but at least until the onions are fragrant, your potatoes have a little bit of color to them, and then your peppers start to sweat. 5 minutes. And if there's a lack of moisture in your pan, add a tiny bit of oil and some old butter. Because why? You already know. Get real butter too, okay? Stop. Y'all don't be playing yourself with the fake stuff. Butter make it taste better. Always season in layers everything you cook. Season. It doesn't have to be heavily seasoned, but I'm just dusting this with a little bit of that Caribbean seasoning, just so we don't lose any flavor, because you know vegetables are just they taste like earth. You need something so it doesn't taste like earth. It's not supposed to. You know, we're not drinking green juice. All right, it's time to add our chicken back in. Make a little pocket for it. And return the chicken to the pan. Ooh-wee. Don't get rid of the bowl. Keep the bowl. Now for the flavor. Turn your heat down a little bit while you prepare the goodness in the bowl you use to marinate and everything else. Okay, so I don't have any chicken base, but I do have vegetable base. If you have chicken base, I've used that before for this recipe and it works great. This does have salt in it, so keep that in mind. I like to use about 1.5 tablespoons, and it just adds a lot of flavor. If you don't have any base, you can use chicken stock or chicken broth. Use the entire 32-ounce container or like box, you know, that they sell in the store. To the bowl, add your tablespoon of base and some warm water. And then we're doing it in the bowl because everything that's all on the sides of these bowls, y'all, it's all flavor, okay? So chicken juice from when we seared our chicken, the extra garlic and seasoning, get all of it because you want that in your pan. If you use too many bowls and stuff, you're losing a lot of flavor. You're washing out a lot of flavor. This is one reason I have grown to love one-pot meals like this, because all the flavor just stays in the one dish. You know, you're not rinsing it away. I guess, well, it would only be one pot if we made the rice in the pot as well, but y'all get what I'm saying. Make sure that is completely dissolved. You can use a whisk too. I'm just not about to dirty up a whisk because why would I do that? And then add it to your chicken and veggies. Child, get the bleach and clean everything. My favorite way to sanitize everything is dish soap, okay? And good old bleach. The key to cleaning up your everything, your kitchen, sanitizing and actually killing germs is letting it sit, okay? So like when you spray disinfectant on your counters, on your toilets, you have to actually let the disinfectant sit. If you read the back of the label, it only disinfects if you let it sit. So if you're not letting it sit, it's just, you're just wiping it off, which is, I mean, you're still cleaning it, but much more effective if you let it sit. So I'm going to fill this bowl up completely with water, and we will let it sit, and then I'll use that water to, of course, wash the bowl, wash the cutting board, wash the sink. You can maybe tell here, but I already sprayed my counters where I had the chicken with my antibacterial cleaner. So that's been sitting for about 20 minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and wipe it down along with anything that's surrounding. Make sure when you wash chicken, it is true that it gets everywhere, which is why a lot of people say they don't wash chicken. And I know, you know, this is a battle on the internet, but I do not wash all of my proteins. We can get into that in another video. Back to the chicken. So now that we started sanitizing everything, y'all see the chicken is boiling. Got it coming to a boil, which is perfect. I have it on medium heat here. But this is exactly what you want everything to look like. Make sure it's come to a boil, and then let's add in our herbs. Add your thyme, and you can just take a sprig of thyme and then run your fingers backwards, and that is what gets the thyme off the stem. However, I actually put in a few full, like whole stems, because why not? You can just pick them out later. And then grab 3 bay leaves. I used about, I'd say 6 to 7 stems of thyme, and then 3 bay leaves. This is a lot of food. This is a really good family meal. Make sure your bay leaves are submerged in the liquid before you cover and simmer. Same thing with the thyme. Like, make sure everything is wet so that it actually is well incorporated into the juice and it'll all cook down. And then you can't forget, you know what, we're not dirtying up any dishes, okay? Put your finger in that thing. If you bowl like me, put your finger in and taste your food before you start simmering and everything. Oh, it's flavor, baby. Chat, oh, it's got like the perfect little heat to it. Okay, cover, you gotta cover it. Let me get my top. Okay, cover and turn it all the way down on low. Now that everything is clean, we're gonna start our rice. Do not start your rice before this time, because you will get in a rush to eat your chicken if your rice is already done, and you want the chicken to soak in all that flavor and be super tender. So just wait until you start simmering the chicken to actually make your rice. You want to make sure that chicken cooks for at least 25 minutes. Like, you want it just juicy and flavorful. So 2 cups of rice. This is just my go-to rice recipe, super easy. I won't be using any chicken broth like I usually do here on my channel. That's usually what I always use to cook rice, but I'm just using water today since we have so much flavor in our sauce with the curry chicken. We'll be able to put that curry chicken gravy over the rice. But yeah, 2 cups of rice and 2 cups of water. Rinse your rice. Clean. Let me turn it. Rinse your rice, okay? Watch the color of the water when we rinse this. You don't want that. You don't want to eat that. That's a lot of starch. Two cups of water. add in the rice and the water at the same time. When I want rice that is paired with sauce, so like the sauce from the curry chicken is going to somewhat like, you know, kind of cook our rice. So rice that's a little on like the harder side, in more individual grains, I do equal parts liquid and rice. Now, if I'm actually cooking rice as a side dish, meaning the rice itself has some flavor and I'm, you know, putting a piece of like, I don't know, chicken breast, like a whole stuffed chicken breast, or some shrimp that doesn't have sauce, I do double the liquid. So 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of liquid, 2 cups of rice to 4 cups of liquid. Just throwing that out there. I just learned how to cook rice. I just learned how to cook rice about 4 years ago, and I've been experimenting a lot with rice, and this is just what works for me. So yeah, whenever there's sauce, I do equal parts. If I'm serving it as a side dish, like it's its own entity, it's not in a bowl, I like to do double the liquid than the rice. Okay, great. Add a little bit of butter and salt. When it starts to boil, give it a little bit of a mix. Top on, and then turn it all the way on low. Low for 15 minutes, and then completely turn it off and cook it for another 5 or so. You'll fluff. Just trying to give y'all a heads up because look, this took me a lot of trial and error. So we're gonna make sure we have perfect rice because, child, we don't want to mess up the rice when we got that good. Look at that. This is goodness, y'all. This is on low. My stove is weird. I notice like even when I'm trying to simmer something, it still be cooking. So a lot of times I will turn things completely off. But we're gonna at least keep it like this until the rice is done. And then while the rice is completely off, I'll turn the chicken off as well. Once you turn your rice off after 15 minutes, check on your chicken. We're gonna make a gravy, so you'll notice. Ooh, y'all, it smells so good. You notice how thin the sauce is? I personally like mine a little bit thicker, and probably some more sauce too for this amount of chicken. So now that we know all of our chicken is flavored well, we're gonna make a bit of a slurry with some of the sauce, a little cornstarch, and water. Always fluff the rice with a fork. Perfection. Ooh-wee. Love that. Oh, it's perfect. It's fluffy. Oh, I can't wait to eat. All right, y'all, it is time. It's hot. Ooh, wait, let me wipe you down. Like, what? Smells amazing. Y'all see how that sauce? What is sauced? What am I talking about? The sauce thickened up. Oh, we gonna plate it up. And y'all know we gotta be a little bougie with it. So we gonna plate the rice in one of those, what is it? I got some new dinnerware, so I'm feeling real fancy. This is from Time and Table. Oh my goodness. The pots are actually from them as well. Yeah. Ooh, so cute. I just love this. My kitchen's like black, white with gold accents. So boom. We gonna use one of these ramekins up here to get us a nice formed, you know, rice situation. The key with the rice, plating the rice, is to kind of smush it down some. And then a plate. Woo! for the chicken, okay? Ooh, wee. My goodness. Okay, obviously I messed up the rice, but it's cool because we can just cover that with a little chicken. You take that sauce, boo. Oof. My goodness. Make a little puddle at the bottom there. So you got a little dip action. You need a little more, you know. We like gravy. Oh my goodness. Okay, okay. Final touches, a little fresh thyme. Maybe we should lay it. We'll just lay it down. Maybe. Y'all, you cannot tell me that don't look amazing. You have to cook this. Make the curry chicken, okay? I know it's not probably the Jamaican way, but it's quick, easy, lots of flavor. It's not expensive either. Oh my goodness. And y'all see I'm working as well. Seasonings, labeling seasonings and stuff. So get your seasonings. I gotta take a picture of this for Instagram. Like, what? Whoo, it's so pretty I don't even want to eat it. Oh, like off this plate. I would eat directly out the pan. That's how good it tastes. Like,